If you're feeling bored or burnt out in The Sims 4, trying a new player-made challenge can be a fun way to shake up your usual gameplay routines and habits. But I'm not just talking about the ones that you've heard 1,000 times before. Especially with legacy challenges in The Sims 4, I know you guys have probably been up to your eyeballs in either trying or watching others try the Not So Berry challenge from Lil Simsy or her Very Veggie legacy, or even something else like the Sims in Bloom legacy challenge. And so in today's video, I'm breaking down a handful of totally unique legacy challenges that I don't think you're going to have heard of, and some of which even take inspiration from some of your other favorite games and shows in a really refreshing worlds collide kind of a moment. I've also found some really fun seasonal ones if you love your gameplay in The Sims to match the weather outside. If you're feeling a little bit bored with The Sims 4 at the moment, I am convinced that these will get you inspired to play again. But before we get started, my name is Yasmin and my mission here on the channel is to help serious simmers like you to find fun and fulfilling gameplay in your favorite life sim games. My question of the day is, what is your favorite legacy challenge in The Sims 4 that you've either attempted yourself or that you've maybe heard of and are really itching to give a try? Let us know in the comments down below. But before we dive in, I have to give a massive thank you to the Sims Tree for sponsoring today's video. If you're anything like me, then sometimes keeping track of your legacy gameplay can get really messy really quickly, especially when the family tree in-game barely does anything to capture all of the juicy drama that you've been cooking up. The Sims Tree is a gorgeously designed tool that lets you build detailed, customizable family trees that actually do your dynasties justice. You can add pets, a bunch of different relationship links, occult statuses, custom portraits, diary entries, screenshots, basically every story beat that makes your legacies feel alive and your Sims truly unique. You can use the Sims Tree for free, but with the Pro version, you unlock an unlimited number of family trees, as well as loads of advanced customization options. For me, playing with different legacies and large families in my Sims 4 Forever World, the Subtree Pro feature especially comes in clutch, and I love how much granular detail I can get into when designing my tree, like even customizing line styles and family portraits in the photo editor. So if you are loving the sound of these advanced features, you can use code Yasmin at checkout or the link in my description down below to get $4 off an annual pro plan. Whether you're new to diving into legacy challenges in The Sims 4 or you're a veteran, the Sims Tree is the perfect, cozy and creative companion for any type of storyteller in the game. Once again, a huge thank you to the Sims Tree for sponsoring today's video and to you guys for listening to today's ad. Okay, so getting to our first challenge for today, we are starting off with a challenge that I think is going to be a perfect all-rounder for a lot of you guys, and this is the Never Get Bored Legacy Challenge, as we can see right here. It is created by Storytellerwhims, just here. However, I'm looking at it through Kemba Sprite's Twitter page just here. They have made a lot of these really gorgeous graphics for some of the challenges we're looking at today, and this tweet is just perfect because it aggregates them all very, very nicely, but just know that they only made the graphics and Storytellerwhims is the actual creator of the challenge. Notably for this first one, because it is quite drama focused, there is a, suggested 16+ age tag on this one, but I think that it's just because there are some slightly more mature themes, some, very drama-laden romanticness going down. It's not too intense, but I do appreciate that they have made this little note just here so that, keeping everybody safe and all of that. As we can read here, it is a 10-generation legacy designed to keep your Sims' lives full of drama, choices, and surprises, so you'll never get bored playing again. Each generation presents unique challenges where you'll decide how the story unfolds. Okay. Literally so juicy, so juicy. I am loving it. Now, the one thing which, one of the many things which really stood out to me about this legacy challenge first, of course, I in fact got sucked in by the fact that the second gen of this challenge is based all around waffles. Literally, the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, so much fun. And if you guys have seen any of my streams or videos recently, you'll know that I've been loving playing through all of this with my sim Bert Pancakes in his restaurant, Bert's House of Waffles, or Bert How, aka the Bertstaurant, truly. But okay, first thing that, really stood out to me about this challenge is that, you'll see at the bottom of, each generation's page that there's a decide what happens next tab right at the end, or towards the end of the generation. And once you've sort of completed your goals and everything, you then get to decide what happens next. So for example, for Gen 3, you can either reconnect with your celebrity X and keep it friendly, or get spicy again. Like literally, some of these are really fun. Like, so for Gen 5, we have work on your ego and fix your marriage, or let your ego win, divorce and split up the kids. Like literally drama. All of these, themes for these generations, I think is so unique. Like, especially as we start getting to the end here, like the magical artist, where you're working on your tattooing skill but also becoming a spellcaster. And then we have like the haunted detective, and then get this, the very last one, candy shop murderer. What? Like, I think that this challenge here is so creative, and as the title suggests, one thing that will never be happening is you getting bored, truly. So even though I found this next challenge on Pinterest, as I mentioned earlier, I've actually headed over to the creators' Patreon to show you guys off this next challenge. So if you are not quite ready to give up on the autumn, fall, cozy vibes, that whole aesthetic, this challenge is for you. It is the Mellow Maple Legacy Challenge by, I believe, Sulsulmelli is how you say their name. And as you might be able to notice, this one was actually, well, the first part of it was uploaded on November the 14th of this very year. It was literally finished 2 days ago, like as of filming this right now. Isn't that so exciting? So this one truly is hot off the press, and I can't wait to just walk you guys through it. The Mellow Maple Legacy Challenge is a cozy new legacy with 6 generations of warmth, creativity, and autumnal charm. Let's squeeze out the very last bits of fall before winter takes over, okay? This challenge is all about slowing down, cozy days, simple goals, and a touch of storytelling magic. Perfect if you want something relaxing, but still a little bit challenging. Light a candle, grab a blanket, and play Mellow Maple Legacy. Literally so vivacious this challenge is. And as I have been kind of scrolling through, once again, there are some absolutely gorgeous graphics here. These ones, I believe the creator of the challenge made the graphics themselves. What really resonated with me for this legacy challenge off the bat is how, each of the generations, we've got Gen 1 here, which seems to be all about farming, connecting to life in Henford-on-Bagley, and then the next one is all about opening up a little cafe, digging into the baking skill, some pet gameplay as well, like, doing some horsey gameplay, still very much so out in nature, and then artistry, all for the 4th generation and everything. And it's still, quite a similar vibe with Gen 5 and 6, like being a writer in the city and, running your own like floristry business. Each of these generations to me feels so like you're just connecting to that really nostalgic side of gameplay, which maybe you've dug into quite a few times before, but still just gives you that like, my soul is warm feeling every time you do it. And I'm sure that was exactly why this creator picked the themes for each generation. And so that is just why, honestly, the Mellow Maple Legacy, again, 6 generations, much easier and much more, much less overwhelming of a task than 10 generations, I would argue. But this one, literally, as Sulsulmelli said, get out a blanket, get out your candles, get out your snacks, and go play this one, because it looks so much fun. For Legacy Challenge number 3 for today, on a similar theme to the previous Legacy Challenge that we talked about, is the Season's Greetings Legacy Challenge by Msunicornsparkle. And this one is fully fall is in the bin, autumn is gone, pumpkin spice is out, and peppermint candy canes are in. I guess we could say this one right here is, in contrast to the previous challenge, a bit of a behemoth. It is 15 generations long. I would suggest that to make sure that you're keeping it seasonally appropriate for, the time of year and everything, you might want to play this one on a short lifespan. But let me start showing you guys some of, the individual pages for these generations. So as you can kind of see here, I love how the rules for this challenge, they seem fairly niche. Like, rather than just complete this skill or, you know, make 2 friends, like there's even things like develop the indoorsy lifestyle, which I think really taps into what you're doing day to day in game without necessarily pigeonholing you into having to do a specific thing. And like, there are just, you know, resurrect somebody with the Book of Life, like damn, that is a big goal. And it's these little kind of side quests in addition to, you know, working on certain skills and careers and everything, which I think makes this one super duper unique. But you know, again, it's like focusing on figure skating. Do not remember the last time that I did that in The Sims 4 with the seasons pack at all. So I love this one for just encouraging you to try different things. Gen 5, Scrooge themed. How fun. You know, be enemies with your twin, absolutely obsessed, have a near-death experience, befriend a ghost. Again, similar to the previous challenge, very cozy vibes. And this one, this is definitely for the players where it's like, 10 generations? Easy. Give me 15. Like, like literally though, you truly are gonna want to get your skates on if you want to complete this one by Christmas. So for challenge number 4, we are transitioning from the seasonal to the show game IP related challenges. There was no easy segue for that one, truly, but as you can see, we are back at Kimber Sprite's page just here. However, this next challenge has been created by SimberSanders just here. SimberSanders, not 1000% sure how you say that username. It is the New Horizons Legacy Challenge because yes, it is of course inspired by Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is a 5-gen guided legacy challenge, and if we pull up this once again gorgeous graphic just here, so we'll read the little challenge overview. You've never had a real home, bounced from house to house in the foster system, you ran away as a teen, drifting from place to place in search of somewhere you belonged. Eventually you stumble upon a quiet abandoned village. A flyer from the mayor catches your eye. Free land in exchange for help rebuilding the town. You've always wanted a home. Maybe this is the perfect chance to try and settle down and create a home and a family of your own. Not only do you of course have to work to the generational goals, which we'll get to in a minute, again, of which there are 5 gens for this challenge, you actually have to work to build up a whole town. So you have to complete certain goals and criteria to be able to add new families to your town and to also unlock different community lots. I love how this challenge just feels like so much more of a holistic way to play the game rather than just focusing on one, you know, legacy family. So I am very, very obsessed. You also have to work to certain restrictions until you have fulfilled certain goals and criteria. So for example, this one is quite spicy. I don't remember this bit in Animal Crossing, but all woohoo may lead to pregnancy and you have to do a dice roll for it. This is a thing until you've either reached level 5 in the wellness skill or completed the doctor career or donated 3,000 simoleons on the computer to represent like medical equipment. But then also if we go through each of the, you know, generational rules for this, oh, I love this. The roots, the harvest, like what? Oh, okay. And then we just go to romance guru, but I'm still so here for it. Like we then also have the brains. So where you're working on way more like knowledge-y skills, getting to the top of the education career. I've never played in that career actually. And then the final one is the artisan. Yes, another fun one, especially for all of my Animal Crossing girlies in the chat. Moving on to Legacy Challenge number 5 though, this one, I actually, as far as I know, could not find a creator for this challenge. Me, as a girly grown up in the 2000s, I simply could not help but include this one. But this is actually the Winx Club Legacy Challenge. So, you know, each generation is based off of one of the girlies from the Winx Club, which I am very obsessed with. If you do not know, the Winx Club was a show that was on like pre-2010, and essentially it's about girlies that just go to fairy school and are fairies and have to fight baddies and are friends. So literally so early 2000s coded. Let's dive into this legacy challenge before I take this video too off the rails. But as we can see, so what I do love about this challenge, firstly, only 7 generations to represent each girl in the Winx Club. I quite like how you actually start with the parents of your Gen 1 sim, and so then you know, like adopt the first child in the legacy challenge. But then, you know, we also have stuff to do with like how many friends they make and when they meet their partner, and you know, it seems to be much more, goals seems to be much more related to the, you know, relationships that you build throughout your legacy rather than necessarily what you're achieving in game. So if you are a storyteller, oh, I bet that you are literally gonna love this. But you know, like you have these very brief blurbs, like music is everything in your life. Maximize all your skills relating to piano, music, you know, violin, singing, guitar, there we go. And then like going out to dance each weekend. And again, it's way less kind of structured than the other challenges, which I like. This was just a fun one that I came across a year ago, and I knew that I had to share it because I knew that somebody else would resonate with it. It can't just be me, I promise. And so today's final challenge that we're going to be talking about, and you guys are going to have to bear with me with this gigantic purple bar down here because I don't have a Tumblr account, but this is the Stardew Legacy challenge created by Whenreadingiscool, and these graphics are by I Missy Lou just here. So the whole shtick with this challenge is that it is a 12 gen challenge, and I believe that each one is based off of a romanceable character from Stardew Valley. And the whole mission here, and I'm going to kind of slowly scroll through them as we're chatting. The whole shtick with this is not to necessarily like, you know, entirely recreate the character that each gen is based off of, but mainly to, you know, create a sim that is inspired by them and their story. So as we can see, there are like quite a few goals to achieve, but some of them, you know, are to do with skills, some of them are to do with romance and dating and making friends. But then, you know, some of them are kind of regular activities that you're encouraged to try, like harvesting wild fruits and vegetables, but on weekends. I like how some of them as well are also encouraging, you know, sort of like lifestyle changes in your Sims' lives. So like growing your garden because you like organic meals, and decorating your house with clothing racks because you love fashion. So, you know, so many little ways that these goals are building towards storytelling. And if you also love playing Stardew Valley and you've maybe romanced all of these characters in the game, then what a fun way to also, you know, bring these characters to life in a different way, in your own way in The Sims. But with that, my loves, this is how I'm gonna round out today's video. I hope that you found this video inspiring and that you maybe found your next legacy challenge that you want to try. I have to absolutely give like so many rounds of applause to the legacy challenge creators that we have looked at today, because honestly, I just get so much inspiration even from looking through the challenges that they have put together. Once again, don't forget to check out the Sims tree and use code Yasmin or my link down in the description below for $4 off an annual pro plan. I seriously think that their service is amazing, and I couldn't have found a better sponsor for today's video. Before we go, I want to thank my amazing channel members for their support here for my work. So starting off with our lovely Tiberium level members, we have Amy M, Bloodied Porcelain, and Vanagander, and you are going to be able to see our fantastic, absolutely amazing Soul Piece members on the screen just here as well. Seriously, I said every single time, you guys, I could not do what I do without you guys, and seeing you in streams all the time. You're all seriously the best. I have the best community on YouTube, I will say it hands down right now. Once again, my question of the day has been, what is a legacy challenge for The Sims 4 that you've either attempted in the past and absolutely loved, or are really keen to try in the future? Let us know in the comments down below. If you are not finished with listening to me yap for the day, then YouTube has picked out the video on the screen right now just for you. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.